appreciate your show of support. I'll answer all of your questions. And do we have a microphone set up that... Okay, this really works. We've done this a number of times. I'd like to have you line up right here, and it goes faster that way. So come on down. I'd like to start with the gentleman who still believes in the fire, so I can answer all of your questions. No. Come on down. So we'll start with that. So we'll ask you to speak directly into the microphone and to not give a speech. This is really important because I know there's a lot of questions. And if you can keep your speech to less than 10 seconds and a question to less than 20 seconds, it'll really help.
Okay, I have not heard tonight airplane fuel does not burn at a high enough temperature to melt the steel in it.
Good. The second thing I want to
say that.
Thank you. The second thing I want to ask you is to ask one question at a time, because I'm 52 and I forget the first question. So, jet fuel burn is a hydrocarbon. Any physicist will suggest that it doesn't burn any hotter than other hydrocarbons, such as chairs and office furniture and carpet. So, jet fuel burns at a maximum of 1,400 degrees, and it can only burn that hot when it has lots and lots of oxygen. Inside the building, it's oxygen starved. That's why we have all this thick black smoke. That's why we have no evidence of fires over 400 or 500 degrees. So jet fuel is not some magic elixir that somehow created any of this molten metal. We're still missing this 1,000 degrees of heat. Good question.
Okay. William Rodriguez, he's the janitor of this building.
That one's cutting in and out too. Can you use another one? Well, that's the one that you had on me that was cutting in.
He spoke at the University of Houston just 2 or 3 months ago, and I got to talk to him. Okay. I asked him how much time elapsed explosions that you heard going off in the basement of the building and when that airplane hit. He said exactly 7 seconds, and he said they weren't too coordinated, were they? And I think everybody in this room should hear that.
Okay, so William Rodriguez is theoretically the last man out of the World Trade Center North Tower, and he went back in several times to save a bunch of people. George Bush brought him into the White House, and he was a hero. He saved a bunch of people. So he tried to groom him for becoming a congressman. And William would have nothing to do with it because every time he talked about all the explosions he heard, they said, well, don't talk about those explosions. They're not a part of our story. So what he talked about was, the first thing he was aware of is that there was an incredible explosion that pushed him up off the floor. And then this gentleman, Felipe David, comes in and the skin is ripped off his arms. And he said, explosion, explosion. And so about 7 seconds later than that explosion, he heard this bomb way up at the top, which he says, I know the difference. I've been in this building 20 years. He walks the stairs up and down every day and back cleaning them. I know the difference between something that's going on high and something that's going on low. So indeed, he's documenting evidence, which has also been documented, of explosions even before the airplane impacts. So that's very, very interesting evidence. It kind of also refutes the suggestion when somebody from the official story did try to explain some of these explosions by jet fuel working its way all the way down to the elevator shafts and causing somehow an explosion at the base of the elevator shafts because indeed the elevator doors were kind of blown open. So it's just highly unlikely scenario. I don't talk about it because there's those two explanations, and I try to stick with stuff that doesn't have an argument. That's just very clear evidence backed up where I can get 1 or 2 people at the end of my lecture saying, I believe in fire still. There's always 1 or 2, and I suppose that's good in a way. It keeps us all honest. Next one.
All right. I'd like you to talk a little bit more about your own experience in showing this evidence to other professional architects and engineers, and how they past the disbelief or the resistance when you have this kind of collision of impossibilities, where you have a physical impossibility colliding with a political impossibility?
Good question. Let me go on, and if you have another one, you can ask it. I started by going to the firm that I worked for, where there's 15 architects and engineers that came to the presentation. Most all of them thought it was nuts, because I was on this kick for several months before I showed it to them. But I was talking to them about it. All 15 of them agreed with me that this was a controlled demolition in all 3 of these buildings. That was really great. That's 100%. I could only get 14 of them to actually sign on to the website. The other one said I have a Middle Eastern name, so I'm not, I have to protect myself. Then I showed it to 38 architects at the next firm I worked for, and half of those are now signed up on our website. I don't know why the success percentage varies. I have no idea. The principals weren't there of the architecture firm, so I'm still working on them. But my goal is to, every Friday, go into a different architecture firm and show this presentation in 45 minutes. They're lucky. You guys got to drag through the whole thing. What time is it anyway? I lose track of time. I keep promising that I never deliver, that I'm going to shorten this thing. And if any of you can email me some ideas of what can be shortened, I'd be grateful. But that's what happens, and they go through disbelief. It's just a natural thing. And it's very difficult to deal with. I was on the airplane. Is anybody here with me on the airplane coming into Austin? There was 4 people that said they were going to come. They go, oh yes, this is very interesting, including one architect that I sat right next to. Anyway, I talked to another guy. He says, you're absolutely full of shit. I can't believe it. And any one of you would have told me that before you became aware of this evidence. You have to sit in front of it. So I have to deal with that. And then I have this wonderful period where only one hand goes up and I start to breathe. It's really nice. Because America can wake up and America is shown the facts. America will never be shown the facts on the mainstream media until every one of you demand of every one of them that they start showing the truth of what's going on. Next one.
All right. First, I'm just going to say, look at the PowerPoint. This is I used to do this. I used to do it for council before. I said, send me the PowerPoint, I'll help you show it. I used to work for Council on Foreign Relations doing just that.
Right, let me make a point and then you can go on. The PowerPoint is available to view on our website. In about a week, it'll be available for you to download and to show once we talk. And I understand that there's somebody who really, like this gentleman, wants to get the word out.
My question is, say that the government's story was correct and the I-11 Commission was correct, due to this massive, unprecedented failure of these buildings in that manner, should there or has there been a response by any regulatory body such as initiating an investigation into the safety standards for construction and fire protection of steel frame high-rise buildings to prevent something like this from happening again?
Great question. Have the codes changed as a result of these 3 skyscrapers falling at free fall speed due to a few small fires? You would think that there would be a massive review of our fire protection codes for our buildings all around the country. Anybody know if they changed?
No.
No. In fact, the American Institute of Architects, while praising the NIST investigation for their incredible work, denied their recommendations for code changes because they believe that our codes are safe. They've lasted all these years, there have been no problems, and this was just a problem having to do with airplanes. Well, we showed you that it wasn't a problem having to do with airplanes. And there's good reason. Our codes are fun until you start planting explosives in our buildings. They can't accommodate that level of force. Next question.
Okay, I probably don't have any fans in here because I'm pretty skeptical of your arguments. But is this PowerPoint presentation, does it have citations? Because you go into a lot of technical jargon and a lot of, physics and